Buying a 12 pack of Gatorade for $6, what would the average cost be?
$2 each.
When you divide the top number by the bottom number, you have 6.00 divided by 12. 12 goes into 65 times evenly, and that's 0.5, so that's 50 cents. So the unit price is what the price of each one of the items in a group of items is individually. When I go over to I go to Sam's to get certain things, Sam's in Joplin, where they sell a whole bunch of stuff together for less. And my Dr. Pepper, when I go over there, I can buy a 36 pack cube thing now, and it's something like $7.50 for that. And then it'll say on its pricing guide that the unit price is 24 cents, meaning that I'm only paying 24 cents per can. Okay? And when I come over here to the mini stop, and I go in because I forget to bring my Dr. Pepper to school with me sometime, they do sell 6-packs, cold 6-packs of Dr. Pepper out of the fridge at mini stop, and the price on that is only $2.50. That's what it's been, like $2.30, right? It was last couple weeks.
$2.49 plus taxes.
Right. So we're going to use $2.50 as a, listen to the sales on Eddie Victor. We're going to use $2.50. $2.50 for a 6-pack would be what? $2.50 divided by 6 is $2.50. The cost divided by how many there are?
It's like
41 and a little bit more, so we're going to round it up. We'll just say 42 cents. So if I buy it from Mini Stop, it's 42 cents per can. Well, that's double what it costs, not double, but close to double what it costs if I buy them from Sam's. What's the difference, though, between when I buy those? Yes?
The cans are more expensive.
Well, the cost of cans here are more expensive.
One has less.
Huh?
One has less.
One has less, and so even though the cost per can is more, am I spending a whole lot less?
No.
I mean, I don't. If you have the money to buy in bulk, as they call it, then it is usually cheaper per unit price to buy in bulk. The problem with buying in bulk is you're buying a whole lot more, and even though the unit price is less, you're still paying, for my Dr. Pepper, I'm paying $7 or $8 versus $2.50. We usually go into Sam's and buy about 5 or 6 things and get good deals on it, but we still end up paying $100. So it's one of those catch-22 things where it's kind of bad and kind of good both, and just have to figure out what works for you. Yes, sir. Ma'am. Excuse me.
Like you're saving money, like when you go there and getting more, but then all the money you're saving is going into gas.
There's some money that goes into gas. What used to even justify that more of being able to go to Sam's is that Missouri gas would sometimes be 30 cents cheaper a gallon than it was in Kansas, and so we would drive over and fill up, and we saved about a gallon's worth of gas by just in cost by driving over there, and so you really only spent the gas going one way by the time you bought the gas from there. So that we always justified it that way. It's not quite the same now. It's not a whole lot cheaper since the last year or so. But yes, sir.
Did you drive to the gas station by the state line?
No, I drove by that one. I'd go to Sam's because you get a little bit cheaper there. Just because you remember it's a cent or two, even less than that sometimes. But I've been low enough, I've had to stop there to get a little bit. I think everybody does when they do that. So anyway, unit price is simply the cost of the item divided by the amount of items. Cereal is another one that I look at. When I was I don't know, a few years ago, I was looking for cereal, and I buy Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Well, generally speaking, again, the bigger box is usually a better buy. If you have the money, you can pay for that up front, it'll last longer, and it's cheaper per ounce. Well, one day when I went into Walmart, the bigger box, when I figured the unit price, wasn't cheaper than the little box. The little box was actually cheaper per ounce than the bigger box. I'm not sure what the reasoning was for that at that time. So I was able to buy 2 boxes and get more total than one box, more ounces total than one box, and then pay about the same. So it ended up being a better deal. Okay. You, as a active member of society, as you will one day be, and being frugal, meaning taking care of money and knowing how to handle money, one of the things is to understand unit price. You want to understand if you're getting a good deal or not. Some people just buy whatever without thinking, and that's going to affect their money situation. Sometimes you're going to buy whatever you want because it's better if you buy more of something, and that's fine. But you need to understand this idea to be able to really function well with your money later on in life. On this problem, if 20 pounds of beans sold for $1.20, what was the price per pound? So unit cost, unit price is cost over amount. So what's the cost of these beans? $1.20, and there are 20 of those. So use your calculator, set that up, use your calculator and divide. When you take 120 divided by 20, that is 0.06, which means that it has a cost of 6 cents per pound. So they may, you might go into a store where it has these 20 pounds of beans in a bag, and this is the cost, and they may have the same beans sitting there that you can package and buy per pound on your own if you don't want 20 pounds. And you might want to look at that and figure, well, what would be cheaper? And if they were selling them for 10 cents a pound for you to buy your own, then, and you're going to buy 20 pounds of them, then what would be the smarter purchase?
Whichever one.
Get in the bag.
Get the bag of them because it's cheaper in that case. 10 cents, that'd be save you $2 because 10 cents times 20 pounds would be $2. Save 80 cents doing that. And in that little situation, 80 cents by itself doesn't matter, but if you take 80 cents and a whole other lot of situations over a whole lot of amount of time, that can be a significant amount of money in saving. Alright, big can held 16 ounces, cost 80 cents. Small one held 12 ounces, cost 72 cents. So we set up each of these to find out which is the better buy. So we have 16, or we have cost over amount. So 80 cents over 16 for the big can. And the small can is 72 cents over 12 ounces. Well, 72 divided by 12 is 6 cents, right? And then 16 will go into 80 evenly, as it turns out, 5 times, so that's 5 cents. So, which one is the better deal?
I think it can be.
Why, Dawson?
Because it's cheaper per pound.
It's cheaper per ounce than the other one. 5 cents is definitely cheaper than 6 cents per ounce. Even though you have to pay a little bit more up front. Now, are there times in my life, not that you care too much, I'm sure, but are there times in my life where I'm going to buy less even though the unit price isn't better? Yeah. At the end of a month when you have less money and you're waiting for that paycheck to come, if you only get paid once a month, you might be willing to pay $15 in formula for a can that's a lot smaller than the $30 can that you don't have the money for. Okay? Because if you don't have the money, you can't pay for it. You have to do something else. Or if you want to have some money for something else to do at the end of the month, you don't want to use it all up. there, that's an understanding of unit price and managing your money, which we'll do a money managing unit in test prep after the state assessment, where we talk about money and budgets and things of that sort.
I'm going to Florida for spring break.
Lucky guy. How'd you pull that off?
My mom, she got a boyfriend in Florida, and
Going down to meet him?
no, they went to school together as kids.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
That's cool. Alright, so we do have a dance tonight. We have 15 minutes of class.
How about
Let's
15
do-
problems? 15 minutes.
That sounds pretty fair to me. Let's go 12 through
15.
remember your suggestions.
Oh, yeah.
12 through 15, but that's not all. That's 4, and how many do I have there? 6, 10, 11, 16. 16 is that.
16 to 20.
28. So there's 5. I don't want 10. Alright. On 16 through 21. 16 through 21. Pick 10.
Now, Mr. Cleverly,
Yes, sir.
I have another proposition. If I give out more beef jerky, can I have the rest?
No. But that's very kind of you. So,
Pick 10 out of all.
wait a second. Not through 21. How about through 27? There we go. My bad. There weren't enough there, were there? Didn't make sense. So that gives you 2, I think, that you can take off. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you basically, you're not doing 2 of the problems of your choice from 16 to 27. No.
Does anybody know what IKU means besides me?
We got it.
You got it, Mike.
Ooh.